Welcome, everybody, or nobody, or whatever. Uh, this is kind of, we'll wait to see what reactions we get on this. I'll tell you what I did today. Ah, it was my intention all along to build another Viper. And I've told you about those sticks that I use for the spar. Well, I'm working on cleaning this shop up so that Steve can come over here. I've just about got it done. I think one more day, if I stay after it, I'll have that done. But in the meantime, we need a little programming. I drove to Illinois this morning. It takes 2 hours to get there and back. And I bought 30 feet. Oh, 30 feet of spar material. So I got enough for 6 airplanes here. So that's 6 Vipers. And we're going to weigh the sticks. Oh, I'm tired. Been after it. I'm going to weigh the sticks and use the lightest one to make it out of. I'll show you how to lay it out again. I don't know how many people will be interested in this build. It doesn't look like many. But I'm kind of putting the stuff together. I'll have another order of wood. Hey, Daniel. Another order of wood coming Tuesday. This one here starts out, let's mode. This one here is 5 ounces. This should be lighter than the other one. The other one started out 8 ounces. That one's 5. That one's 6, 7. Well, I can see it's going to be the 5-ounce one so far. This is 5.2. .4. Hard to believe there's such a variant in this lumber. I got one more stick there. This is 7.2. 7.2. Now, as you guys know, all this stuff is usable because the other one started out 8 ounces. Let's see what this one weighs. 4.9. So I think this is going to be the one. 4.9 ounces. The difference is this one's a little shorter. Yep, 4.9. Now, not only does it have to be light, see, there's a problem with this one. It has a knot right there. That ain't gonna be no good. Bummer. So let's look at this one, 5.2. This is a good one, 5.2, and this one is 5. Let's see here, 5.2, and this is 4.9. So we'll use the 4.9. They're both the same length too. Yep, gonna build another Viper. Yeah, this is the one here. Now, when selecting this wood, see there's a knot right here. It's on the top. You're gonna cut that off anyway. It doesn't much matter. But that knot there, that was in that other one I showed you, will come right into the taper. And it would be right on top or bottom, depending how you put the spar in, of the wing. So this spar here would be good for a smaller model, like a 35 size model. But we're building a big one. So the best piece of wood is this one right here, 5 ounces. So if this is 5 ounces, I should be able to whittle her down to 1 ounce. What I've been doing all day though is straightening up the shop. I about got her done. I got to go in there, and I got more wood coming on Tuesday, but I got a lot of wood in there that I need to sort and get ready. Steve's wood's in his box, and then I got buku piles of wood. Okay, so we need to make this 50 inches. 50 inches. Good evening, Steve. I got a pretty good deal on this white pine. Cost me $21 for 6 airplanes. This is 48 inches. Well, what the hell is wrong with this picture? There we go. Remember, we started out 5 ounces. Okay, I don't remember what the measurement was. You guys want to see another Viper build or not? So we got 1 inch. 1 9/16. One 9/16 divide by 2. 25 30 seconds. What the hell kind of crap is that? 1 and 9/16 divided by 2 is 25/32. So I got to get my machinist scale out. It's over here. $25/32. Sure don't seem right. It ain't. Let's see here. What is the exact measurements? Oh, yeah. To 1. To 1 and 22/32. 1 and 22/32 divided by 2 equals 27/32. Let's try that, see if that looks better. 27/32. That's better. That's right, 27/32. I'm gonna lay this one out a little different. 27/32. At least now I got an airplane that I can measure from. Before I didn't have an airplane. 27/32. Second one always goes a little faster because I don't have to do the designing. I can just do the refining. This is our wing line. I don't care what the stick is doing as long as this line is straight. Now, 50 divided by 2 is 25, but we want 3/4 offset. So it's 25 and 3/4 to the inboard side. That's correct. 25 and 3/4 to the inboard side. I got a mailing tube to send these plans to you, Steve. I'm gonna work on those again a little bit more too. 25 and 3/4. 25 and 3/4. You know what? I think the other one was 25 and a half. We'll make this one 25 and 3/4. That's the center line of the fuselage right there. Now, got my stick here. We're going to add a 1/4 inch to each side of that. Yeah. 1/4 inch to each side of that. Let's see here. 1/4. A 1/4. And we need to add 1 inch to that. That's 3/4. Because we're using 1 inch center ribs. Well, what I need to do is I need to draw out a fuselage profile, and that's the last thing left to do, and then we can talk on the phone for any final stuff. Okay, so now we have the ends here. This is let me get this other camera. Maybe it'd be better to look at it from the top. I don't know how good you can see it, but we have a center line, the width of the crutch with doublers, which is I just approximated 1/4 inch, but it's not. It's going to be more like 3/16, but that's all right. You know, we're not building a watch. It'll be close enough. And then come out 1 inch, because our fuselage rib is 1 inch. Now, we got to measure this and see what the offset is. See if we're right. If not, I'm in trouble. We got 25 3/4 to the center, so we should have 24 1/4. 24 1/4. Yep. Okay, well, what are we going to do here? I think I measured the gear off of this one. The span of this bad boy is 15. 7.5 each side. 7.5 each side. We'll make it 8. And 8. This center section right here must remain solid. From here to here has to remain solid. So we need an opening for the 4-inch bell crank there. I had a slight fitment issue on the last one, so we're going to fix that. So we're going to measure back. I mean, laying these beams out can be laid out any way you like. I mean, not that critical. So we'll come back in a 1/2 inch from the outside. Right there. Come back in a 1/2 inch from the outside right there. We need a 1/4 inch. Right there. You like the way I measure that eyeball? We won't have a fitment issue on this one. Okay. This distance is 1.25 inches. 1 3/8. 1.25 inches. I don't like that. 1.25 inches is too big. So we use 1 1/8 inches. 1 1/8 inches. So be it. I'm online, but just set them right there. This is where the bell crank passes through. Okay. Now, is that right? 50 inches is what I need. That's 48, 50. Yep, it's 50 inches. 50 inches with 2 4-inch wingtips. That's 58. Man, I even got money left. I could have lived without this candy bar. Oh, these are donuts. Okay. Oh, they got my slices. I love these. Well, they don't have much variety there. I'm not too hard pressed to get this one done as fast as I did the last one, so I'm going to do a few things a little different. I'm going to do wood fillets, and we're going to do maybe a little more extravagant hollowing on stuff. I want to beat the weight that I got. I'd like to be at 50 ounces. Well, I have some ribs already cut here, so we can kind of guesstimate how thick the wing's going to be at the root. Maybe that's what the deal is here. Yeah, that's what the deal is. That's what the deal is. I got that wrong. I'm gonna have to cut that back. So if we have 3/4. Think about all this stupid shit. 3/4. That's what the problem is. 3/4. Three-quarter plus. Inch and 3/4. Too much. 2.5 inches thick at the root. Plus, it's got an 1/8 inch cap on top of it. No good. So, we want it 2 1/8. Make it 2 1/4. So 2 1/4. I have to measure them plans. 2 1/4 minus 3/4. 1.5. 1/8 of an inch has to come off each side. Plus, it goes to 1/4 inch has to come off each side. Just so happens I happen to have the plans here. I don't need to remember. Wrong ones. Where are they? It's a different build. Right here. Right here. Good thing I put stuff down on paper this time. There we go. This thing is, yep, 1.5 inches. Inch and a half. Gotta cut 1/8 off each side. We don't need no damn lumber wagon wing like a Strega. Let's see what the tip is. The tip is 1 1/8. 1 1/8 plus 1/4 is 1 1/8. Come on. One and 1/8 divided by 2, 9/16. We'll get it. That looks right. So I got enough spar material to build 6 airplanes. Get your guess in to see what I'll get this whittled down to. Last one was 1 3/4 ounces. I'm going to try to hit 1 ounce like I used to. This is pretty important, this part here. This will determine how well your airplane flies, how well you lay this out. Okay. These holes are too big. I'm going to have to make them slightly smaller. So now we got to figure out how this is going to come out. See if it comes out right. I don't have a CAD program to help me. I got to do it on my own. One. Of course, there's no worn off. What the hell's going on here? Okay. Yeah, 12. Seven. Six. And that. One there. And we got, let's see, it's a quarter, so we get 2. 1 and a quarter. Came out uneven. How did I do that the last time? So we have, got to figure this out. 22 inches divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 22 divided by 18. Twenty-two divided by 18. 1 2/9. What the hell is 2/9? Plus 1/9. Let's see what that is. 1 1/3. Huh. I did it by eyeball last time. One 2/9. What the hell is 2/9? .333 is how much of an inch? What would that be? Shit. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's try 17. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. $25. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. 22 divided by 17. One 5/17, whatever that is. About a quarter of an inch. It's a little bigger than a quarter inch. So if I just grow that by a 32nd of an inch all the way down, it'll come out right. Or a 64th. Actually, we'll just leave it as is. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Quarter one. Three-quarter one. Three-quarter one and a quarter. Marks are rubbed off this ruler. I've been thinking too hard. Steve, if you're watching this, make sure the CAD program throws the rib spacing out correctly on the inboard wing. Because I just eyeball them. And I'd rather that if I'm going to put out a set of plans that it's exact. Thank you. Yeah, we got 4 extra ribs doing it this way. So if your CAD program can make a mark in 2/9 or whatever the hell that is, which it should be able to, we'll get rid of 4 half ribs or 2 ribs. I think I'm going to draw up the profile of the fuselage on the program here. I'll make these marks here. Remember what I told you about doing this. Make sure you draw out the stations before you sand the spar. Otherwise, they won't be square. You know, I say that we're going to leave 4 half ribs off. That doesn't sound like much, but it's something. So computer-aided drawing is wonderful, actually. I just can't do it very well. I had a problem this morning with this Windows update. It erased my wireless adapter right off my computer. I had to figure out how to get it back. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Why is that? Maybe that's what I did, is I got 18 on the inboard side too. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, they both got 18. Better mark which one's which. This is outboard. $24.25. $25.75. So we better mark it inboard. Yeah, they'll be different. Let me show you what the difference is. See that line, that right there to right there, that's 3/4. And on the other side, well, it's pretty close, it's half. But if we could figure out how to, I'm sure the computer can do it, to mark they're evenly spaced both inboard and outboard. You can leave off that rib on each end. Probably going to be spaced an inch and no, better not. 1 3/4 is the optimal rib spacing. You know, most of them Beamers had rib every 1/2 inch. Or 3/4 anyway. So I'll tell you how to lay this thing out, Steve. Then I get this marked out, I'll explain how to lay it out on a CAD. I won't explain how to do it, I'll just give you the numbers. Yep, I'm sure the CAD plans will be bitching. I will, as I lay this out, we got an hour I can spend. I'll draw out the fuselage profile. Then I'll put it in the tube and we'll get it off to you Monday. Okay. Here's how you lay the spar out. It's a 50-inch long spar. 50 exactly. 25 3/4 to the center is the inboard. 25 1/4 or 24 1/4 to the outboard from the center is what the outboard is. The ribs are spaced every 1.25 inches. Right at the center line of the wing, the spar is 1.5 inches. And at the tip, it's 1 1/8. You have to leave the spar solid, 8 inches on each side from the center line. So that's 16 inches in the center for landing gear. Because your landing gear is going to glue to this. They used to J-bolt them to this, but I like the removable landing gear. I figured out how to do it. This part here must remain solid. The center hole has to be big enough for a 4-inch bell crank to pass through. I did have an issue on the last spar with clearance for the push rod. So use your own discretion on how big to make that. I would say anywhere from 3/16 to 1/4 down. So the first thing is we're going to need to hollow this spar out. But you don't want to hollow it out all the way in one hollow from here to the end. You want to do 2 of them. 1, 2. You got to leave a support in the center. And on this last bit of the spar, I usually take the end piece out. So it's up, back, out. So that's where the lead outs pass. And the way the tip is built, with a tip plate, it doesn't matter. It you won't be able to squeeze it together. Okay. So we want a 1/4 inch all the way around the perimeter. 1/4. 1/4. 1/4. Remember, you cannot cut this spar. It must be sanded. You cut this spar, it'll do a left turn. You can't believe how many spars I ruined trying to figure that out. Okay, now we need some holes in it. So I would, you can Forstner bit the inside, no problem. One inch. Let's go 7/8. 7/8. That's bigger. I got a 7/8 Forstner bit. And remember, we're not building a watch, so you just figure halfway, which is about right there. This one here is 3/4. What? No 3/4 circle? 7/8, 3/4. Leave about 1/4 inch on each side of that. All this stuff seems like it's fiddly, but once you get these parts made, it ain't nothing. This airplane is easy peasy. This all goes away here. We'll go ahead and leave a little end on it just in case, but I doubt it. Right here. Retards. How many of you guys watch the Hangouts? Inquiring minds need to know. Okay. There, we about have the spars drawn out. It'll only take me half an hour to sand this once I get it drawn up. We got an hour in. You guys want to see me draw the profile of this fuselage or what? I'm glad I had these plans here. I'd have had to sit and figured all this crap out again. You did for a short time, huh? I'm just trying to get a count on the numbers. Because the Hangout numbers don't quite match mine. And I'm wondering why. So we'll be doing a little survey. Okay, what was that? 3/4. Why not what? Halfway. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, right there. Okay, let's do that then. No, I'm not drawing the fuselage. I'm drawing the spar, the wing spar. The most important part of the airplane. I know guys have made carbon fiber spars and no need. Too heavy. You want this stuff just strong enough to hold it together. You don't need to be carrying around a lot of extra shit. And this one here, I'm going to do it by hand. Not only is it going to get tapered this way, but it's going to get tapered this way. So we're going to take the back off, taper it, because I got to put a line down the center of this for the Kevlar thread to embed in. I'll do that by hand though. All right, I got the spar laid out. Pretty productive first session. Now there's 1836, 72 ribs to cut. I don't have the wood yet though. Why does this thing keep coming up? $36 times 2, 64. 72, that's right. 72 ribs to cut. Perfectly straight. Now we just got to try to keep it that way. Okay, when I first calculated this spar, I didn't calculate for cutting. You know, it was going to be too thick. The root rib was going to be too thick, so I made that too big. I'm going to come back in here and make this hole smaller, and we'll just have to clearance it as I did the other one for the push rod to clear. I glued on the back half a piece of motor mount, 3/8 by half motor mount for the Velcro pin to sit in. Then it has a plywood cap on it. Then inside the fuselage, it has a plywood spreader. I think I'll end this stream, and I'm going to eat dinner. And when I come back this evening, I'll draw this fuselage profile out real quick so we can get all this into this tube and get it mailed off to Steve. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and hit them notifications. Forget sharing. You guys ain't been sharing much, so hit the subscription, the notifications bell. So we'll see you later. We'll be back in a bit. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Hey everybody, welcome to Stunt Hanger Videos. This is where you're going to find out how to build these beautiful control line airplanes. So find us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, share us with your friends. You can also talk to us on the web at stunthanger.com.